name is Chef Vinegar. Chef Chungus is at work, but today we're filming our first episode. We're going to be making poutine. Binging with Babish, sorry, you made it wrong. You didn't use actual cheese curds, but thanks to the fact that I live in Canada, I can go grab them. So we're here at the Great Canadian Superstore, and we're going to grab some cheese curds with my buddy John. Hi! And my brother DJ, who's at the camera.
Howdy.
So, let's get to it. So we're here at Great Canadian Superstore, and the first thing we gotta buy is potatoes, because the only good thing in potatoes is starch, and you need starch for french fries, and I'm rambling because I don't know what to say.
Go.
So we're gonna go and get some potatoes.
Go. Here we go, potatoes. I don't think we need a whole bag of potatoes. We're making not that much.
Can we buy potatoes in bulk?
Well, yeah, you can buy individual potatoes right there.
Oh.
Yeah, so just grab a baggie from by the guy in the red jacket.
Baking, red, sweet.
I'm thinking just baking potatoes. I think those might yield the best fries.
Russets are the best, but
I don't think there are any russets here. I don't see any.
Well, do you just want to grab like a random thing of potatoes?
Well, yeah, just some white potatoes. Just grab some white potatoes. I think that'll be the best option. Oh, $1.98 a pound potatoes. We'll grab 2 pounds of potatoes.
And for the American viewers, that if you happen to stumble across this channel, this is Canadian dollars, which equally translates to 1.11 Australian dollars, which is weird.
Exactly 2 pounds. You better be right on it. All right, where's the nearest scale? Over there.
They have digital.
There's a scale right there.
This is my basket.
Let's go with the scale. All right, how much do they weigh, Dustin? What are you looking at?
It's registering.
Well, yeah, because the pot weighs just a little bit.
They should be calibrated so it doesn't weigh anything. Whatever.
Well, whatever.
Let's see.
It doesn't matter. 3.5 pounds. You're fired.
There's 4 in there. 4 potatoes.
Okay, well, whatever. Let's just go with that.
It's expensive. We need a tag. No.
No. What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next?
Cheese.
Cheese? All right. Okay, we're looking for cheese. This is apparently all cheese and different things. So just go. Just go. Get us some cheese curds, boy.
We got goat.
Goat's milk.
Goat. We got brie.
This all looks like the weird stuff.
Oh, but this is good. Except not really.
Bulk Parmesan?
You want to get the fresh stuff. Because that's the
Fresh
best.
stuff? Where would... Okay, I'm thinking it'll be over here somewhere.
Blue.
So is it literally just going to have cheese curds on it? Or is it going to be like some sort of stupid thing?
Something imported cheese selection. That sounds good. It's literally just going to be a bag of... Yeah, like these. Cheese curds.
Oh, there you go. How many
cheese curds?
How many of those are we going to need for 3 pounds of potatoes? I'm thinking 2 bags.
That's $6.28.
Ah, really? That's terrible. Whatever. We got to stick true to cheese curd poutine.
Now I know why he grabbed the block of cheese instead of cheese curds.
Exactly.
And I'm sure it's just not availability.
Yeah.
I trust you, Andrew.
Dustin, what's next?
Next, we have to get the I'm pretty sure Lane has, I'm pretty sure Lane has flour, don't we?
Oh, yeah, of course. But what else would we need for a gravy?
So we need beef stock.
Okay.
We gotta find beef stock. So we have beef stock.
Good. What's the pricing that we're looking at here? Do you figure we're going to need much more than just one?
No, for the amount of gravy. I don't. We'll play it safe and go with 2. We don't use.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap.
Well, it depends on, are you making a YouTube channel for like families or single people?
Both. We're just we're just doing how do you properly do
It
things.
depends. How hungry are you?
Don't answer. I won't answer.
Yeah, no one wants to answer that.
Alright. So we got our cheese curds, our baking potatoes, and our beef stock for gravy.
And everything came out to $21.97 total Canadian dollars. So that means that
So that's about $2.50 US.
yeah, something like that.
So, yeah.
Hopefully this will be enough poutine to serve like a small family or just us 3 badasses.
I'm Chef Lane. And I'm Chef Vinegar. And right now, we're going to teach you how to make a proper Canadian poutine. Unlike Benjamin Babish, who, I'm sad to say this, didn't use cheese curds. My God. But we had cheese curds, so we're safe.
Yeah.
So, how do we figure out oil and other such things?
Well, for your oil, what you're going to want to do is turn it on to high to get it heating up, obviously. And I have a little thermometer here that tells me how hot the oil is. And for the oil, you would like it to be at 365 degrees Fahrenheit to get your optimal crispiness of your fries. So right now, it is at approximately about 160 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, so we're just over halfway there. All right, so that's our oil tech tip of the moment. Now, Dustin, this is a real homemade Canadian poutine. How do we go about making a homemade gravy?
Well, first thing in making gravy is that oftentimes, since we didn't make a roast, we can't use roast drippings. But for this application, we can use beef stock. Usually when you start a gravy, you start with a roux, which is usually a fat, and then you thicken it with flour. Then when you add said drippings or beef stock in this case, it'll thicken it up, you cook it over time, and it gets thicker until you get a nice good gravy.
Okay, so we want to start with a little bit of fat to start off our roux, and we're using what, full salt butter?
Yeah. Alright, we'll throw that there. We're gonna grab this bad boy. We're gonna grab this bad boy. And because I don't want to be like, oh, here's 10 kilograms of flour. Let me pour it into a small pot.
All right, so how much flour are we using? So we're using approximately what, Dustin? A liter of...
900
mils of
Okay.
beef stock.
So how many cups of flour or whatever?
Usually I just go by eye.
Speaking of fry cook, how's that oil doing?
I don't know, actually.
Ooh, it feels pretty warm.
It's not it's not there yet, though, I don't think. I can't even see it. You'll have to tell me what it is.
It's reading 170, 181. Seems to be stabilizing about a 190. So, it's getting there. Slowly but steady. All right, back to the gravy. What are we doing over here, Dustin?
First I'm smelling this beef stock. Oh, beef.
Beef.
Huh.
So we're melting out our
Butter.
roux. So could you use, like, say, even bacon grease or something to start a roux for
Usually,
gravy?
when it comes to a roux, you use any sort of fatty thing. Like, usually you would start with drippings. Dripping is the fat that's liquefied into the gravy.
Yeah, we could have used that to start off our roux. So now that we got a decent start on melting up our fat, now we're gonna add in the flour to thicken, or what's the process here, kiddo?
So we're gonna get our butter 100% liquid, and now
We'll cut it in half. Oh, wait for the
you slowly add
I guess that can be the new
flour
Okay.
until you just usually have to do this by eye.
Okie dokie. All right.
You want to get a certain consistency. This is getting close, as you can see. It's kind of staying in one place,
I see.
and it's kind of glooping together a bit.
That almost looks like a custard or a paste that you'd put in a donut. Okay. So over here we got potato manufacturing going. Obviously you guys are cleaning the potatoes right off the bat.
Yes. He's going to show me how to properly cut them.
There we go.
Because I don't know what to do.
But see, this is the whole purpose of this. Not everyone, like me and John, we're both smart guys, but we're not very skilled in the kitchen. I'm more skilled in the shop, and John's more skilled behind the wheel of a truck.
So, for cutting your potatoes, what you're gonna do is take your knife, cut it in half. Make sure you keep your fingers away from the blade. Cut the potato in half. Then take it, cut it into strips. And a sharp knife is always safer than a dull knife.
That makes sense.
Don't let anybody tell you different.
And he dropped the potato.
Shh. So after, you'll have pretty big slices. So after that, depending on how big you want your fries, you can take them.
We want pretty sizable fries.
You can cut them in half again, and there you go. That's a pretty decent fry.
That's a pretty big fry.
Well, I can cut it in half or like this again. Should I go like that again to make it?
I think, yeah. One more down from that, and that'll be our size.
Well, like that.
So then we'll use that as our like control size. So every fry should be pretty close to that.
About that size.
Alrighty. Back to the gravy. So we got our desired consistency.
For our roux, it's fairly thick, but you want this for the amount of gravy that we're gonna make.
Okay.
And now you want to cook the flour and the butter for about a minute to get rid of the raw flour taste, because that's just nasty. And then you're gonna add little by little. We're just gonna
Make sure everything's nice and fully blended together. All right. So now we got John over here making potato fries, and those are actually pretty clean looking. Those are nice. Those are nice looking fries, dude. I think he's got it pretty down.
A lot of people think when you have like a dull knife, it's safer because you can't cut yourself as easy. But if you have a dull knife and you're trying to cut something like a potato, you're trying to cut, and the knife slips, you could cut yourself because the knife isn't sharp.
Yeah, because you're trying to force it through rather than letting the knife do the work for you.
Yep.
Not slicing.
Exactly. There we go. Now, I don't know about you, but that almost looks like, you know, really, really deathly pale hot chocolate to me. That doesn't look like gravy much.
Well, I think I added a little bit too much food, but don't ask nobody about it. So what you're gonna do if you get to this...
Do not let small animals in your cooking area.
Watch out, buddy.
Anything you drop, you won't have to clean it.
Yeah.
Yay, vegan-friendly Hoovers. I don't know why Hoovers aren't vegan-friendly, but
There we go.
that's a whole different cup of fish. I mean, what's vegan food? Tofu.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, okay, we got a pretty thin... This is too much to just boil away, eh?
Well, you want to get it boiling. Is it on high?
Another way you could think
There, yeah, it's definitely on high. The whole thing's glowing.
Ooh, it is one.
It looks like pink through the camera, but that's bright red.
if you use cornstarch, that'll thicken it up very good too.
Yeah. But I just use flour. I don't know how to use flour.
So we're gonna add a little bit more flour to this to help thicken it up.
Or if there's cornstarch, I'll add some of that too. But
Yeah, we have cornstarch.
all right, well then we'll add some cornstarch too.
Cover right beside DJ there.
Ah.
So, whenever I'm doing fries, if your fries are frozen, you want to make sure your oil is a little bit hotter, because with the frozen fries, it'll cool your oil down more. Therefore, it'll take longer for your fries to cook. If you're using raw fries, or not raw, uncooked or unfrozen fries, then you have your oil a little bit cooler, because they will not cool the oil down as much as the frozen.
So if it's frozen, what degrees do you want it at?
So if your fries are frozen, you should have your oil at least 375 degrees Fahrenheit.
And if it's not frozen?
And if they're not frozen, I'd go about 360 to 365.
Okay, and I think we're targeting 365. Currently, I just checked, we're at over 290, so it shouldn't be too long before we start throwing all these deliciously cut baking potato fries in there. We're leaving the skin on because that's our choice, but a couple minutes with a potato peeler and you'll have nice, clean fries. So yeah. Another thing to do, which even I know, being a simpleton, is when you are throwing something with a lot of moisture, like a starchy potato or something frozen into a fryer, the water will instantly vaporize and it could cause oil to splash, so be wary of that. That's one of the things I know.
I don't know any.
Does that hold any weight, Lane?
Yeah, that is very true.
Okay. That's a lot more potato. That's a lot of fries for only 4 potatoes. We literally cut 4 potatoes out.
Actually, I think we did 5.
Oh, you did 5?
I think so. Was that 4? Oh, we only did 4.
It was only 4.
Yeah, because we only used what I bought, right? We only bought 3.7 pounds of potatoes. That made a lot. That made a lot of fries. Dustin, how's our gravy coming along? Looks like you're adding some spices to taste.
It's just oxo beef to give it some color and some extra flavor.
I see. I saw you adding cornstarch. Now, what advantages will cornstarch give us over regular baking flour here?
Well, if you're a child and you've ever made oobleck, you know that if you add cornstarch to water in almost equal parts, it makes a non-Newtonian fluid. That just sounded smart, but basically, cornstarch thickens much better than flour.
Oh, okay. So we're going to use cornstarch to really hone in on what we want. That way we don't have to add as much.
Yes.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
And also, this cornstarch is gluten-free, so if you're...
Yeah, flour definitely is not.
Well, flour is made of wheat, and wheat is gluten.
Yeah. Now we can check our oil one more time.
It feels like the oil should be very, very close. If you hear it beeping, that means it's ready.
280, 303.
393, 312, 318, 320, 330.
So yeah, it looks like it's stabilizing around 340 degrees-ish.
So we got about...
Another.
Well, I could throw them in now, but I'm going to stick true and wait a little bit longer.
Alrighty.
Probably about 2 minutes and it will be ready.
Okay. So Dustin, how's that gravy coming along?
As you can see, it's getting darker in color.
And it does seem to be a bit thicker. It seems to have gone down in the pan as far as level.
And if you give it a smell,
Oh, that smells like a solid beef broth, like you'd use in a stewy stew or something like that. Eh?
Looks good.
It does look good. It smells dang good too.
Quick, everyone.
this is our homemade gravy baby.
Gravy baby. All right, so Lane, we at temperature now?
Temperature is 360 degrees Fahrenheit. He's 363.
There we go, right at 365.
We got the fries.
We got the fries. Now, are we gonna do all of it in one batch, or is it gonna be?
We're gonna do 2 separate batches just so they crisp up better.
I see. Okay.
All right.
Now that we have our fries in there, what's gonna be our criteria for seeing when the first batch is done?
I have a scoop over there. I will stir them once in a while, and once they start to feel crispy, I may take one out and set it to cool for a little bit, and then try it. And if it is to our liking, we'll know they're done. Actually,
Oh, so we're going for a crispy feel. They don't like float to the top or anything like that?
No, can I see that? Actually, this is the safest way to do this. Put them in your scoop and lightly put them into the oil.
Okay.
And you can feel they're already kind of starting to crisp up, but it will take a little longer than that.
Yeah, because we want them crispy all the way through.
It's no longer a roux, it's now a gravy.
Oh, yeah, that thicked up quick. That's looking good. Hey, guys, let's get some judgment on how thick this gravy is, because we have to consensualize on this. I think that looks dang good for a friggin' poutine gravy.
Wait, here's the ultimate test.
Ah, the taste test. Here we go. We're tasting for spice now, boys. Now be careful. That's going to be ridiculously hot.
It's good.
Yeah?
That's really good.
Give me some of that, man. I want some of that.
I don't have HIV or AIDS, so you should be.
Well, yeah, and it's going into a scalding.
He only has herpes.
Oh, dude, that's so dang good.
You win. I know. John, you're gonna be a little hot.
Now we can
I did not know that making gravy was quite that simple. I always thought of it as a very intimidating. See? Isn't that good? I always thought of making gravy as like a really intimidating task, but that was so simple.
It starts, a great gravy starts off with drippings, but you can make a damn good gravy with just stock.
That is a damn good gravy. I will give that a seal of damn good gravy.
I'm gonna watch this video later and go home and make my own.
See, this is the point of it. But John, yeah, man, that's the whole point of the series, man. Is we're even gonna forget about it, and we'll have to look back on this series.
These fries are looking.
How he made it.
These fries are looking good.
Oh, so they do float a little bit,
A little bit, yeah.
but it's not like that's not the indicator that they're done.
No.
So do you want to take anything here or what do you do?
Big bowl. So what I like to do when I'm doing fries, because when you take them out of the deep fryer, they're obviously gonna be quite like greasy, oily, whatever you want to say. So what I do is I take some paper towel, put it in the bowl, and then when the fries are done, I put the fries in the bowl so they're not as greasy.
Yeah, so it all drips off into the paper towel instead of them just sitting in their own grease.
Exactly.
And see, we don't want extra grease because we're adding more moisture with a poutine. We don't need any extra grease.
Yes.
I think they should definitely be cooked for a bit longer. They're just not crispy enough.
Yeah.
And especially when we throw gravy on, we don't want noodle soup with gravy. We want fries and gravy. Yeah, it's potato noodles.
Yeah, fries, you see they're pretty nice. Oh, the fries, you can see they're pretty nice and brown.
Yep.
So that means they're done. We took one out. We let it cool a little bit. We tried it. It's nice and crispy.
So yeah, that means that the first batch of fries is done skis. Let's get our thing over here.
Our bowl with the paper towel because, you know, we don't want all that grease.
No grease. Minimal grease. Grease minimum. There we go. And yeah, you can see even when Lane picks it up out of there, there's still a lot of grease dripping out the bottom of that little basket. So this paper towel is going to help it keep from getting soggy again. This is going to be the big thing.
It will keep them more crisp.
Yep. Now, will we have to wait for the oil to re-go or to like re-warm up and stuff, or should
It should be okay, but I'm gonna test it one more time
just to make sure? Okie dokie then.
And now that looks good, if you ask me.
I think that does look good.
So nobody likes bland fries, but you know.
Yeah.
So something you can do with your fries, you can put salt on them, or you can put some of that seasoning salt on them.
I don't know. If we're going for some gravy, the gravy's pretty tasty on its own.
That is true.
I think we should be okay with just using
regular salt.
some salt, yeah. But don't go light on it, remember. We need to clog some arteries. Ooh, John's getting confident. He's even running the deep fryer now.
Well, he's supposed to learn.
Exactly. Oh, wait, did you test the temp first?
You got tested every time?
Well, yeah. I just said that.
I did hear that.
I guess.
Well, they're bubbling pretty good, so we're just gonna go with the fact
Yeah,
that
just
they're
go with them.
probably okay.
Well,
Noob at work.
exactly.
Well, you're learning.
Yeah.
You're learning. It takes time.
That's not like a critical mistake. So what if they spend an extra minute or two in there?
Hey, good things do come with patience.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Exactly. And I can't say that this is going to be a bad thing.
Like, that looks good.
Yeah, that looks crispy, man.
Oh,
Dude, they're
Get the microphone right up to this. Oh, that was
I couldn't hear it at all. But yeah, they're nice.
I
They're
heard that from here.
they're nice and crispy. They're not waggy or anything. So
yeah.
that's going to be good.
those are really good. Now that our fries have sat with the paper towel for a little bit, they're not soggy. They're not real greasy either. So now, to plate it, I'm actually not going to use my hand because I feel very hot. Something you... Did you just put the cheese on there? Okay.
No, there's some tongs over there. No, John's not playing with cheese
I'm going to use a
yet.
pair of tongs so I do not burn myself.
Okay.
And you can hear when they hit the plate, they make a little ting. That means they're nice and crisp. So then, what do you think the next step would be? Adding the gravy? No, no, no. Next you add cheese curds to it because
Proper Canadian cheese curds made with Canadian milk, for dang sakes. Babish, you did it wrong last time.
you know it's a legit cheese curd when you put it in your mouth and it makes a squeak.
I can hear the squeak, yeah. Yeah, they're pretty good. I think that should be enough cheese
That's
curds.
how you know it is a legit cheese curd.
Yep.
I'm just gonna put a little bit more cheese on it.
That's why they call them squeakers.
Squeakers.
Oh my god.
I'm going to remove these from you guys before you eat all of them. Nope, bad.
Okay,
Alright.
now to melt the cheese onto the fries, you add gravy
Piping hot gravy.
or liquid gold.
Alberta tea, not Texas tea. Here we go. Let's get that drip.
Oh, that looks good.
Baby, got that drip. Oh, that smells so good.
It smells actually really good. You know what, YouTube? They should implement like smells, so they can smell your food, like your.
We need to pioneer that.
Actually, that'd be smart.
All right, dude, that looks so sick. Now, that in itself is something of beauty right there, boys.
I'm gonna take that plate. and eat
Please.
it.
Actually, John, what you could do is grab a couple of forks so we can all take a taste.
And now I'm gonna take this to the bathroom and drink it by myself.
No, you're gonna put that back on the stove, kiddo.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I gotta try this.
All right.
And now,
All right, boys. John, you can go first.
I go first?
make
Yeah,
sure
you
get
go
a little
first.
Cheese,
Get a little cheese on there.
gravy.
Oh wow, this is like a fight for life
Yeah, there we
here.
go.
Okay.
I got some cheese and gravy. Let's try this.
Whoa!
Yep. Lane.
Wow.
Dustin. Give her hell.
That is really good. Holy crap!
That is like
It's
the best
much-
gravy I've ever eaten.
It's much better when you make it yourself.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just a fact.
It's better than any gravy I've got at a restaurant.
Oh my god. That is ridiculous.
I
The
don't-
fact that we made that in not even 20 minutes, guys, this is ridiculous.
It's so good.
I'm not even properly holding the camera because I'm too focused on getting more poutine.
But this is actually really good. And we'll get some more people to taste test it in a bit.
I mean, Mark.
That's a right poutine then. Poutine makes a mess.
Yeah, I made a mess all over the countertop and myself.
Because if I'm not mistaken, poutine is French for like bloody mess or something.
Oh yeah, guys, we're gonna have to replay it because it's gone. No, I need more.
Should we test these?
They're not done yet.
Oh, they're not.
All right, so we're gonna make a little bit more, so we can have some more people test it.
It'll be long gone. Our bowl's almost.
This is my little brother. There is a 6-year age gap between the two of us. Why is it so big? I don't know.
5.5.
Whatever. So we're gonna get you to taste test some of this poutine. You didn't see how we made it, what went into any of this, so this is just gonna be a complete honest answer. And he's a little kid, so he'll tell you exactly what he's thinking.
All right, you ready for the gravy?
Yep.
Gravy train, dude. Oh, that looks so good. All right, little man, grab a fork and go ham.
Just use one of those forks.
Make sure you get a little bit there.
Get a little cheese, a little bit of gravy. All right, try it. Take it all in.
That's good.
Now I feel so happy.
Want some more?
Yeah, keep going.
Take that plate downstairs, man. Just go. Just go. Just take it. Take it all.
Take it.
Go.
Take it
Mine
around.
has
Grab a fork for.
See, though, it's so good that he just took the plate, right?
Yeah, we didn't really even have to encourage him. He just took it.
I am so happy
yes.
that I liked it so much. That's like, it's when you build something and it's just awesome and people
Yeah.
love it.
But then on a satisfaction, how much work we put into it and what it tasted like and what it felt like when we got it out.
Nah.
Where is that? Where do we feel on that, guys?
11 out of 10.
For the time it took?
No, like for satisfaction, like the amount of work we put in and how it turned out. Like how did?
Payoff?
Yeah.
I'm very happy. Like,
I'd say that's a solid 8.5 to 9 out of 10.
I was thinking 9 out of 10.
I'll give her an 11.
I would say like 9.5.
That
Brag yourself because you made the gravy.
Yeah.
yeah. But the gravy really makes it. Honestly, like anybody can deep fry. I'm not discounting you, Lane. Anybody can deep fry. Anybody can spread that. But the gravy surprised me because we didn't start with any drippings. We started with butter, flour, and beef stock. That's impressive for what it turned out to be.
And I gotta say, that's probably the best gravy I've ever had.
Yay!
Yeah. So that's everybody from the Gravel Sandwiches crew coming off. We're gonna eat the rest of this poutine like the fat people that we are. But we all hope you guys learned something incredibly useful today. We hope you guys all enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one. Later.
Squeakers!